about the conference and what you can find there. As you did all of the traveling that you've done around the world, where do you think the United States is in relationship to other countries? And are there areas in which you would, I mean, we hear a lot about the fact that the United States, or the sense that the United States really needs to step up its game with regard to our work around the environment. I wonder what your take on that is.
Well, I've been at it quite a while. For at least 28 years, I've been focused on what we still call alternative energy, finding ways to become independent. We'll never be independent, energy independent, in my view, because even if we stop burning oil and stop importing it altogether, if we switch to solar energy and electric motors and things like that, we'll be dependent on a different thing. We'll be looking for lithium in Bolivia. We'll be looking for neodymium for our magnets in motors, and that comes from Inner Mongolia. And so my interest has shifted to what can we do as well-educated travelers of the world, and I think entrepreneurs who develop exciting techniques that should be sold to the rest of the world, that became my interest. So solar energy, a project that I've been working on, has been sold to the Chinese, and they're very eager to pick up on it. Don't ever think that they're burning all the oil and coal and making a mess. They are, but they're also very interested and investing heavily in alternatives.
And you really make this connection that is so intriguing, and when you look at it, you think, well, of course, but it doesn't sort of hit you right away, that the role of technology in terms of communication, the internet, bandwidth, all the rest of that, is really democratizing this whole process of the kind of entrepreneurialism that you're talking about, that you're finding all over the world.
Well, that's true. In fact, there are questions that have always come up about opening China back in '72. And Dick's idea, my brother's idea, of course, was we must open it because we have to get all the people on the earth together if we're going to make any impact on so many problems humans will face in the future. So it's coming around, and democratization or the development of freedom in general it was the idea. And China has changed so much since that opening. Can you imagine what it would be like if we still had the Cultural Revolution going on over there and putting intelligentsia into the rice paddies and things like that? Well, the change came along, and it's still changing. Hopefully it'll go continually in the better direction.
We're talking with Edward Nixon, who will be in Hampton Roads on April 13th. It will be his first time since the 70s being here, and boy, are you going to be surprised, and delightfully so, I might point out. 20 minutes past the hour, you can join us at 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. Charles is on the line from Virginia Beach. Hi, Charles, you're on the air.
Hi, I'm driving, so I hope I don't get shut out. But my question is, I'm listening to the conversation, and it seems like we are still talking or looking to find solutions to enhance green technology and reduce the type of pollution that we have. But right now, we have ads being aired on Virginia Beach public media asking people to call Senator Webb and Senator Warner to block the implementation to ban carbon dioxide sort of pollution. We know that is harmful. So are we talking about the solution, or are we talking about the best way to make more money and keep polluting the environment? Because we have people countering the effort of green technology today. I
hear what you're saying, Charles, and thank you for the call. So Charles's point, I don't know if you were able to hear him, Mr. Nixon, but Charles's point has to do with, at the end of the day, I think has to do with the ways in which this conversation that we're having about the environment so very often finds itself in the political sphere, and whether that's necessarily a place where we can have a serious conversation about it.
Sure. I think I can pick up on that. The thing we have to recognize is that business is going to continue in the same direction it's gone for a long time. It will change its emphasis gradually, but not overnight. We can't expect it to cure instantly because too many people, let me say this, there are a lot of ladies in the United States who like to drive those trucks called Cadillac, Escalade, and Lincoln Navigator because they have precious cargoes they haul. And I don't stop them or discourage it. I drive a Prius, but who knows when that's going to go crazy, you know. So it's a matter of changing our attitude and developing consistently and with force to change the attitude of our children, which happens, and then the old folks worry about the kids going off half-cocked. Well, we hear childish appeals for stop right now, let's get off the world. That won't work. Take the world as it's turning and change it every day just a little bit, and you'll get there.
Boy.
We can do it.
It is such a great point, and as well when we think about some students that put together this program. What college was it, guys? I can't remember. At any rate, there were these students that put together this program. Was it William & Mary? It was the professor at William & Mary. Yeah, yep. It was called the Do One Thing program, and essentially that was her point. Was you just do one thing every day. Change your life a little bit, and you get so many people around the globe to change their lives a little bit, and you get where you get to the best place you can get, I suppose. Edward Nixon, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. I really appreciate your time, and I'm so delighted that you're going to be with us for the Engineering Unplugged conference coming up on April 13th. You've given us a lot to think about, and I'm very appreciative for your time today.
Looking forward. Thank you very much.
You bet. Take care now. Bye-bye. That is Edward Nixon, the brother of President Richard Nixon, under whose administration the EPA was created. And Edward Nixon, when he's much younger than Richard Nixon, is much younger than Richard Nixon was at the time, but he advised his brother on these issues as he was coming through Duke with a degree in geology and looking at some of the issues that he was seeing take place here in the United States as well as across the globe. Very interesting conversation. Glad to have Clair Dorsey with us today, who directs the Virginia Applied Technology and Professional Development Center. She's coordinating the second annual Engineering Unplugged conference. Clair Dorsey, nice to have you with us today.
Oh, it's great to be here, Cathy. And, your caller gave a great segue into talking about why we're having this conference. Businesses are businesses, and they look at their bottom line. What this conference brings to the table is that you can go green and adopt green methodologies and save money. It can be done. It will be done slowly, just as Ed said, but that's really the underlying message of all of our sessions that we will be having at this one-day conference.
I'm impressed as well because you're telling a lot of the stories at this conference that are local in focus and in nature, so give us a sense of some of those.
Yeah, we have a very strong green building network here in Hampton Roads. There's if everybody's familiar, hopefully, with the U.S. Green Building Council, there's a very strong chapter of the Hampton Roads Green Building Council here, and we are using much of their membership to talk about LEED certifications and existing building practices. So we have a very, very strong community in green, in architecture and engineering. We also have Maersk, who is in the greenhouse gases track. They are talking about what they have done to reduce a tremendous amount of greenhouse gases. It's kind of focused towards the technical end of monitoring and measuring and then be able to track what they're doing. But we have many, many local companies that are really into this, really into green.
And so those stories, of course, will be told in the context of this conference coming up April 13th, and you can learn more at engineeringunplugged.com, engineeringunplugged.com. It'll be at the Ted Constant Convocation Center right across the street from Old Dominion University, and it's a full-day conference. I think you just confirmed that Governor McDonnell will be in attendance. Is that right?
That is correct. He's going to be speaking at 3 o'clock, and we're going to be announcing that officially here in the next few days.
Well, maybe we just got that done. Sorry about that. But it's good news indeed. And of
it's great news, yeah.
And of course, Governor McDonnell's been very interested in positioning Virginia as an energy leader, and so this will be an interesting opportunity to put these different elements together and see where we go with that. Well, Claire, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate it.